Hello everyone and welcome. This is Greg. I'm not actually doing a proper live show today. I'm just playing along with this titling stuff. I'm trying to work out what's been wrong with it for a while. So all I'm doing here is a little bit of experimentation. So thanks for joining. So what I'm looking for previously, I don't know if you guys have seen this, the titles that used to come up used to have the wrong name against them. So all I want you to do today is chat amongst yourselves, and at the same time I'm going to be here chatting with you as well, so just bear with me, I'm having a bit of fun. So for those of you who haven't seen this show before, normally I'll have my co-host on the screen over there. So his name's John Morrison. He's from Morrison Aerial Robotics, and he's involved with professional drone stuff in general. So that's what he does for a living full time. He is also a musician, so he's a bit of a Dana. Not exactly a Dana though. So John, my co-host, normally he plays music in the jazz industry. When I say he plays music, that's a very broad description. He's actually a drummer, but we won't hold that against him. He has had a few really big gigs over the years. His band is Swing City, and they've done some really cool stuff. For example, they opened the Sydney Olympics when that happened a long time ago. He's also a commercial pilot, and he's also a drone pilot. Recently, some of the stuff that he's done, for example, flying over prisons and trying to find out if the prison detection systems can detect the stuff coming in. So that's interesting. He's doing a lot of aerial survey work. And at the moment, they're doing a lot of stuff with councils as well, trying to convince our local government that it's a good thing. Anyway, look, I see that you guys are all chatting amongst yourselves there, which is cool. And, my ask of you, keep talking as much as you can. And I want to find out if anyone can tell me if the wrong name comes up on the screen. Please tell me about it, because we used to have Ken coming in here and his name used to be someone else. I don't know why that was, but that's what was happening. Now, this is going to be a pretty boring stream other than the chat. I'm not going to put anything on the TV today, no video, no other content. All we're doing is testing this chat software. So, as you keep talking, I'm clicking some buttons. By the way, for anyone who is watching, I can't see it at the moment from the screen that I've got, but I'm curious how many subscribers I've got on the channel now. The reason why that's of interest to me, I want to reach 100 subscribers. Once I reach 100, that's a threshold where YouTube lets you assign a proper channel name instead of a weird URL, so that'll be helpful to me. Hello from Pennsylvania. Where is everyone? So Martin, I'm from Sydney, Australia. Specifically, I'm from the Sutherland Shire. It's a place within Sydney. It's a really beautiful place. And you saw my opening titles a minute ago. That normally plays for 5 minutes at the beginning of our stream so that people can come along and say hi and chat while we're kind of getting ourselves together. So yeah, that's right out my backyard. I live on a river called the Georges River. By the way, one thing that I am going to be doing on tomorrow's show, last weekend we didn't do the normal show, and the reason is we went to a place called Wings Over Illawarra. Illawarra is south from where I live. Pardon my knocking my mic stand. Illawarra is south from where I live, and there's the Illawarra Regional Airport. And there was something called Wings Over Illawarra, which happened last weekend. It's a local air show. So that was really cool. I need 2 subscribers, Caleb. Oh, thank you. Thank you for telling me that. I only need 2 more, 98. Anyway, Wings Over Illawarra. So we went to this air show, and this is the first time I'd been to an air show myself, and it was really way cool. Seeing all of these planes going overhead, seeing some FA-18s and all sorts of stuff closing the show. The interesting thing about that is my next door neighbor, oh, I've hit 101. That's all I wanted. Awesome, we've made it. So later on today, I'm going to change my channel name to, something like YouTube/OzByDrone or whatever it's going to be. I'll sort that out later. But anyway, as I was saying, so my next door neighbour actually is the chairperson of HARS, which is the Historical Aviation Restoration Society. So they've actually got a bunch of old planes sitting at this aircraft museum, and she runs that, which is really cool. Hopefully in the near future, I'm going to go back to the airport to do a more detailed video. Now, it's possible that I'm going there tomorrow. I'm not sure yet. We'll see how that goes. But, you know, it's a really nice place. So have a look up hars.org.au if you're interested, and we'll get some footage of that. They've got a Catalina over there and all sorts of other really old aircraft, some of which will actually be flying tomorrow. So if you're in Australia, particularly if you're in New South Wales, go down to the Illawarra Regional Airport tomorrow. They're having a tarmac day and getting all the aircraft out. 103. Thanks, Caleb. So, look, rather than waste everyone's time, I'm having fun chatting here and so forth, but I've achieved two things. One, the titles are working, and we've got the real names coming up today, which is good. Two, I've hit 100 subscribers. Three, I've told you about tomorrow's show. But the most important thing is, when is the show tomorrow? So it's at 11 a.m. Sydney time. And before I hang up from this stream today, I'm just going to go to a website and convert that to a few other places. So 10 a.m. Sydney time in Central USA, which is 7 p.m. Sorry, 11. Why did I say 10 a.m.? Our show is at 11. Duh. So it's at 8 p.m. Central on Saturday. So if any of you guys want to come back, and it would be lovely to have you come back, it's 8 p.m. Central. I'll be here. I'll be here with John Morrison. We'll be doing some cool stuff. And let me see, what else can I tell you about? I was going to talk about the Phantom, the new version of the Phantom tomorrow. Quick sneak preview on that. My personal views. You've got the new props. Woohoo. You'll be able to buy them yourself off the street. They've got the new ESCs, and the only thing that they do are to provide a sinusoidal waveform to the motors instead of a binary waveform. What does that do? It's going to make it a little bit quieter. So for those two features, it's going to be a little bit quieter. If you don't need that, stick with what you've got now, and that'll work just well for you. You can theoretically upgrade your props and go, you know, put those on when they're available. So that's something we'll talk about tomorrow. What else? It's going to do OcuSync instead of the current protocol. The only benefit of that is, of course, that you'll be able to use it with the goggles. If you don't need goggles, or if you don't have goggles, probably not worth replacing an existing Phantom 4 Pro if you've got it. But if you're a new DJI user, definitely a good one. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Let me see what else. We're going to talk about DJI, how Siri is telling me it's 12:15. I'll have to remember to turn that off tomorrow. The other thing is the security of DJI products. There was a recent report released by Kivu, and I've managed to get myself a look at that report. It's having a look at the security of DJI products. So as you know, DJI previously got banned by the military, and all sorts of other organizations were not happy with DJI. So I'm going to go through that report and give my personal viewpoints on that. That's what we're doing tomorrow. I'm not a comedian like Ken. You know, he's really, really good at what he does. So I trust that you guys will be able to add some comedy and levity into the channel, and we'll have some fun tomorrow. So, tomorrow. It's not tomorrow, it's the day after. I'm losing track of time. Anyway, I'm going to shut the stream down now. Long story short, it's working. And if any of you have any videos that you would like to send in, particularly those of you in Australia, because it is Oz by Drone, if you want to send some of those videos in, we'll include that on the show. And just to quickly share with you, if you want to send that in, upload at gregkuhnert.com. That would be really cool. And we'll include your clip on this week's show. Let me see what else. That'll do. Anyway, that's about all for me. Now, normally my daughter sits over here on my left, which is where the actual computer is, to do all of the magic. I'm just reading here, Caleb, you thought it was a waste of time to work on the two. Yeah, well, it is what it is. By the way, quick question. How is the video quality? Just to share with people as well, I can't do 720p HD video like Ken. The reason why, we're in the back part of the world. Australia doesn't have a real internet service. I'd like to say I'm sponsored by Telstra, which is our biggest internet company in Australia, and unfortunately, the internet quality we get here is crap. I'm actually paying for the biggest internet service you can get in a residential setting, and it's still not enough to do 720p video. Anyway, it is what it is. But back what I was saying before, in a couple of minutes when I shut the stream down, I've actually got to get up and walk past over back to the computer and turn it off over there. So the stream is fine, Rick? Cool. And if you've got some videos you're happy for me to share, Rick, I'd love to have them in for tomorrow. Looks fine. The V2 is a bait drone to keep everyone's interest while we wait for the Mavic Pro 2. Yeah, well, it is what it is. Anyway, look, I'm going to shut it down now. So thanks everyone for watching. And actually, I'll do one last thing before I go, just because you'll get a laugh out of this. What I'm going to do, just out of interest, just sharing some of the technology that I'm using to do some of this stuff. It's called Chroma Key. Some of you may have heard of it before. Behind me, I've got this big green cloth thing that's doing the background, which gets put into that virtual studio. The reason I'm just sharing this, I like having fun with technology, and this software, you know, seemed interesting to me, so I'm playing around with some of it. I just like playing with toys. Anyway, that's enough for now. Thanks for joining, guys. Please do come. Sunday, 11 a.m. Sydney time. And as I said, what time was it? Central? 8 p.m. Central, Saturday. See you guys then. Bye.